We are at a very exciting portion of the show. We're going to do an interview now, and I feel very lucky to have this guest. You know him from Kids in the Hall, the Larry Sanders Show, and What the Fuck Is My Parents. Please welcome Scott Thompson.
So what do we do? We just sit down?
Yeah, you sit down.
Okay.
I figure out the technical stuff.
Okay.
I don't know if this one's on.
No. Yes.
This one's on.
Oh, what's with his lips?
Where? Oh, he looks. Which? Oh, Evan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Evan. Do you have chapped lips today?
Yeah, you need to make them a little. They're cracking. It's upsetting.
Is it bothering you?
A little bit because they're on the verge of bleeding. It just.
Yeah, it looks painful. It looks very painful.
Do you need some chapstick?
You might be using the wrong kind.
Do you have any like raw lanolin?
Like Vaseline?
No, different.
Oh.
Lanolin.
I don't know lanolin. That's old school.
Very old school, yeah.
Wow, is that what you use to make yours so soft?
Oh no, I can't afford lanolin.
Oh.
But, you gotta have like sheep. You gotta make it yourself.
Oh really?
The whole thing.
I've never even heard of this.
Lanolin.
Wow.
It's like the absinthe of moisturizers.
Does it kill you?
No, it won't.
No.
Well, I think if you probably
absinthe
ingest
is
it, but his lips are so dry and flaky.
I know, it's been bothering me the whole show.
I know, and it's
I've just been distracted.
You know, the least people can do is moisturize their lips
Exactly,
before they come
it's
to the
almost
show.
insulting. It's almost.
It is insulting.
I didn't want to say it,
No,
but thank you
it's
for
insulting.
filling it in.
And you moisturize the lady. She's plump.
Yes.
Moisture. I don't feel like I look at you and I go, I can't breathe. Right? Don't you feel like,
Exactly how I felt.
It's like you've got the peanut skin in your, that thing on top, peanut skin?
I don't know what that is.
Well, it's like, there's a peanut shell.
Peanut, yeah.
And then inside
I
there's
didn't know if you were saying peanut or
not peanut skin.
No.
That's foreskin. No, but I'll tell you, they make very good moisturizers out of mutilated children's foreskins. You're probably wearing makeup right now made from a mutilated little baby boy.
Oh no! But it was worth it.
Of course it's worth it. Why shouldn't little boys be mutilated so that women can have smoky eyes?
Beauty is pain, sometimes other people's.
I think that's what's underneath the whole Sarah Huckabee Sanders thing, is that her smoky eye comes from foreskin. Yeah. Third world foreskin. Forcibly taken from their families. This is going well.
Yeah, this is going great. I mean, we don't even have to. I was going to talk about your career, but we could also talk about children dying. I don't know.
These dry lips.
He started this whole thing. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
Yeah.
I am very well.
You're so funny. This is, years of learning how to improvise. You don't even start. It's just you're like a force.
No, I just
There's
don't
no
even,
beginning or end.
I just don't think about anything.
Well, really? It seems like you're thinking so fast.
No, I don't think about nothing. No,
Nothing
in my head.
I wish I could be like that.
Nothing in my head.
I have too much in my head, and then it gets in the way.
You went off antidepressants, you said?
Yes.
And do you find like the emotions are overwhelming you?
I get distracted easily, but I actually feel better than when I.
Well, you gotta.
I feel like I'm with my therapist.
We have to deal with our emotions. I mean.
Yeah. You need them.
What made you want to damp them down like that?
I was getting a lot of anxiety.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
I know as your therapist, it's wrong for me to dismiss it. Be so dismissive in front of this convention of therapists, right? Here we are, we're trying to teach them how to be good baby therapists.
Yeah, don't do what he's doing.
But people, anxiety, come on. No, but seriously, aren't you embarrassed to say that?
Now I am. Now I'm very embarrassed.
I think people should be embarrassed to go, oh, I'm anxious. I mean, what do you say to madness like that? Like I met a guy. I mean, that's craziness. I don't even know where to look when someone says, I'm anxious.
Well, I was getting a tremor in my leg. My leg was
Did you have like restless leg syndrome? Oh, please! I'm anxious. I have restless leg syndrome. You know, you need to sleep with someone.
Oh!
Do you have a boyfriend?
No. What is this? You're turning this into...
No, but I think in another world,
I think you're right. Yeah,
we'd be good together. I do. That's what I've been thinking the whole time. But I think, in an alternate, I think,
Really?
yeah.
You don't think you'd make me cry?
Oh, I know. Every time I laughed at all your problems, your anxiety and your restless leg, and your under eye foreskin problems, like
that I never even knew about till now.
You know that though, that
What?
they do use foreskins in makeup.
Now I know. I'd rather not think about it.
This is a good group
Don't tell me
of
what's
baby
in-
therapists, isn't it?
Thank you for coming to speak at this convention of therapists.
No problem. Good.
So I feel like this is a good transition into talking about you, right? No, you don't. Oh, you're a bit of a what do you call it?
I'm an enigma.
Yeah.
I didn't go on antidepressants because I'm an enigma.
Is improv just a way to deflect talking about
Is that
yourself?
what we're doing? Aren't we just having a conversation?
Yes.
Improv.
It gets
Everything's
deeper.
improv now.
Very deep.
You're having a conversation. We're improvising. You're talking to a human being. They're responding. You're responding back. We're improvising. We're at UCB. Fuck off. You're talking to someone. That's my feeling.
Wow, yeah, you're really good at conversating. Very good at conversating. My goal in this interview is to see if I can get any question in at all. I'm going to try to ask a question at some point. I'll take you off guard because I don't want you to expect it.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Should I look away?
Yeah, look away.
And then look back.
Well, first of all, a comment. I'm gonna give you a compliment because if you guys have not listened to the What the Fuck podcast, you really do you say WTF or do you say What the Fuck?
WTF.
WTF? Oh, I keep saying What the Fuck. I never swear. And anyway, I listened to it, and I was really moved by you in it. I got very emotional because, especially seeing you right now, and how light you are, and how
I try to be light.
you have such a light spirit, and you have such a comedic essence to you.
Thank you.
And to hear you talk about the dark stuff that you've been through, and the fact that you've maintained this spirit.
Not always.
Well,
believe me, not always. There were years there when I gave in to the darkness and the bag we carry.
Well, but you came out of it somehow.
Yes, I have. And I think one of it is comedy. Comedy, it has been the thing that has buoyed me my whole life. And it's when it's always been the thing that just went, well, if you can look on the bright side, then it'll be okay. But it's been hard. I must say, it has been a challenge.
Well,
I've had a lot of challenges.
Even more accolades to you then, because
Thank you.
Because if you listen to it, he talks about some very well, we won't go into it right now because you already went into it, and you can go listen to it.
I mean, you can if they want. These are therapists. They
like this stuff.
They know life.
Like this.
Right? So they know real problems.
But
some of them just worry about their lips, but other people have real problems.
Some people have anxiety,
Anxiety. I just find that hilarious.
But I do think there's a separation between people who kind of want to do comedy and like comedy, and then people who really don't have a choice.
I agree. I'm one of those.
And I could tell that by your interview. I could tell this is not a choice. This
No.
is, you needed this your whole life, not,
I was born gay and funny.
yeah.
That's it.
That's it. And so,
Yeah, I had no choice. I
and
didn't
so,
choose either.
yeah, so that's like, I mean, it's just part of who you are. And if you haven't listened to it, I really recommend listening to it because to me it was really, really inspiring.
Thank
because
you.
It's not a choice for you. You
No,
have
no.
to do this.
I have to do it.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that keeps me going.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
the thing that it's what I worship. It's
Mhm.
my God. It's the reason I'm on this planet. And it's what I'm supposed to do. And so my job in life is to march through light, go into the darkness,
Yeah.
pull things out of the darkness, bring it into the light, make people look at it and go, it's not such a big deal.
Right, which
That's-
you've already done in about 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, there's nothing, and I think it's interesting because I think today in comedy there's this kind of notion that's growing that comedy, there are certain things that should not be discussed by comedy, and that comedy should have limits. And I think that's an absolutely terrible idea, and that we should all resist that, and that it's actually,
Right.
that's the forces of darkness.
Right.
To me, that's
But
darkness.
I also-
Anything that says, oh, you can't say those jokes, to me, that's darkness.
I agree, and also censorship of any kind, and
Any
I don't
kind.
believe in
Yes,
censorship.
absolutely. And there's nothing that it can't touch.
Right.
There's nothing that comedy can't illuminate, can't make lighter.
Yep, I
Because,
totally
people say, oh, you can't make these jokes, you can't make these. People go through war. Some people are anxious. There's people out there that are anxious. There are people, I should say, in Afghanistan who are anxious.
So would you say your big break was Kids in the Hall? Would that?
Oh God, everything is Kids in the Hall for
Yeah,
me. I mean, when I went to school, I wanted to be an actor, like a real actor.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, like, you didn't want to be a comedian,
No,
right?
I want to be serious.
Serious
Yeah.
actor. I wanted to do Shakespeare,
Yeah.
Bertolt Brecht, and everything. I
Yes.
wanted to play the great roles.
Yep.
And then I wanted to be funny on talk shows. That was my goal.
Oh.
And then I went to school. I studied acting, like real acting at York, and then I was kicked out.
Oh, why?
I was just a.
'Cause
I
you
was a
were-
badass. I wasn't a badass. I wasn't riding around on a motorcycle and leather jackets, but I was lippy. That's what they say.
Lippy?
It's a Canadian expression for
A lot of lip
mouthy.
humor tonight.
Lippy. Yeah, I was very lippy. You're so lippy. And lippy are people that, like, when you speak truth to power, like Michelle Wolf was
Oh,
lippy the
right,
other night.
right.
She was very lippy. And people don't like that. And then my friend brought me to see a Kids in the Hall show, and I just finished school, and I saw them perform, and it was literally like, boom, like a voice in my head said, that's your future.
Wow.
That's kind of sounds mental, but that's the truth. That's your future, and that I never looked back, and I fell in love with them, and they, to this day, remain the love of my life.
Really?
Yeah, that's true. Because I realized this is what I want to do. This is how I can showcase or use whatever I have, like whatever talent I have. This is the best way for me to use it. And I probably, if I was young today, I might have gone into stand-up comedy, but in my generation, that was not possible. Because I believe stand-up is something, for me, the kind of stand-up that I love is stand-up that illuminates the human condition and lets you learn about that person and show, where you show your pain, but you show how you're dancing around it. So I thought, I can't be that kind of comedian because I can't be open about my life. And because the era that I grew up in, being gay was the worst thing that a man could be. And then when AIDS hit, it was basically, science was saying, see, we told you, you are the devil. So I was so angry and so lost. Like
But you did use it
But I could never have done stand-up.
Right.
Because you couldn't do that back then. That's only, being an openly gay male stand-up is only very recent that people can really be open about themselves.
But you were okay with the
But the
Buddy
characters,
Cole
I had played,
character.
yeah. And Buddy Cole, in many ways, became my voice.
Right,
you know.
like almost like a stand-up.
Yes,
But
but
character.
in character.
Yeah.
And then now I'm bringing him back. I'm doing this one-person show where I
Right.
tour his buddy called the Prelude Deluge, And it's going.
Can we see that in LA?
I just did it the other night at UCB Franklin, but I'll be doing more shows, yes.
Oh, great.
And but now I feel like it's a perfect time for him. And even though I am doing stand-up now I love doing Buddy because I don't have to do him. And I can just be myself, but I find that I still kind of prefer being him. Because especially now, we're in such a polarized time, and people are so thin-skinned, Buddy doesn't give a fuck. I mean, so, and I think...
People could get mad at Buddy, but they wouldn't get mad at you.
They don't, and to me, the fact that he can say the most appalling things, and it just...
Like, what does he say?
Oh, I just do I can't say.
No?
I say a lot of horrible jokes.
You can't say one of them will still love you.
Well, they're all rape jokes. So. We even have a running tally of rape jokes in the show.
Oh, you want to just do one rape joke tonight? Please do one. For the therapist.
Let me think. What's the rape joke? Okay. Let me think. Because I'm a therapist.
Yeah,
I have to do this.
Convention.
Okay, what is...
You need to learn.
Okay.
Okay.
I have to do it as in character.
Yeah, of course.
It's a little bit of a riff. Do you mind if I do it?
Sure, do it.
So it'll take about a minute to get to the joke?
I'll just sit here.
Okay. I discovered something recently about myself. I discovered that I'm into centaurs. Who knew? It was during a screening of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So there I am, enjoying the Christian symbolism. And I woke up, and there's this gorgeous guy on a horse, and I'm like, whoa, Nelly. And then they pull wide, and I realize, oh, he is the horse. But by then it's too late. In for a penny, in for a pound. Now, I haven't gotten to the rape joke yet. People are so afraid of rape jokes now, they think that is a rape joke. Anyways, and it's not bestiality if the genitals are in the front. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Centaurs are traditionally depicted with the good stuff at the back, but hey, they don't really exist. So you can put them wherever the hell you want. The best, here we're coming up. Okay. Yeah, we're in the bullpen, we're ready. The best part about sex with centaurs is, because they don't really exist, you don't have to ask them for permission to have sex with them. I mean, I'm not saying you should rape a centaur, but you can.
Don't go raping centaurs now.
No, you can't. You can.
You can. Go rape centaurs.
It's actually, go rape centaurs. Get it out of your system. Rape your imaginary lovers all the time.
You're scared of that even. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for doing that. I want to ask you about the Larry Sanders Show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
How did that come about?
It was amazing. I finished Kids in the Hall and I was traveling around. I was in Turkey, and I just had an incident in a bathhouse, a hammam. So nothing had happened. I fell against the rocks and I burned my leg and I was recuperating.
So no centaurs?
No, just Turkish men.
How do you
I'm not saying all Arab men are gay, but they're all gay available. Remember that. Oh, you don't really need to remember, but... But anyways, I got a message that Gary Shandling was trying to track me down. And he tracked me down, and he said, and my agent said he wants to fly you to LA, and I'm like, and I was obsessed with Larry Sanders, and so I didn't know what it was, so he flew me to LA, and he just basically said, I want you to be on the show. And I'm like, what? Like, you're kidding me, and he just wanted me to be on the show. Wow. And I didn't really, there was no audition or anything.
Really?
He just wanted me to play a gay character. And I was a little disappointed, I'll be honest, because I thought, oh, please, can't I just play a fucking character? But the world wasn't there yet.
Right.
And I went, okay, because I do anything for Gary Shandling.
Yeah.
And because I think he's such a genius. And I said, okay, here's the deal. I'll do this character for you, which wasn't even a character yet. But I said, the deal is I have to be openly Canadian. And he was like, oh, that's never happened before. But I said, yeah, I want my character to be a Canadian. I'm gonna say again. I'm gonna say out. I'm gonna be from BC, and I'm gonna be openly proud Canadian.
And was he okay with that?
Yes, he was. He said, after a bit of negotiating, he went, and that was it. That was 3 years on that show. It was incredible. Wow. I got to see all of Hollywood, big stars.
Yeah, you've done everything.
I was very lucky. I had a really good run there. And Gary is such a genius. He's one of the greatest mentors I've ever had in my life.
I hear that a lot about a lot of people.
Because he had, one of the things I admired about him so much was that he always knew that wherever it came, it didn't matter where it came from. If it was good, if it was funny, you should just take it. It didn't matter if it came from a cameraman, it didn't matter if it came from a charwoman who'd wandered onto the stage from a Victorian melodrama, charwoman.
I don't know what that is.
Women that tend fires.
Oh, like literally.
In Victorian days.
I'm very gullible. So
there are, and there's a lot of them in North Hollywood. They don't get up here, down here, whatever, here. Anyways, and so it was an amazing experience. He was a great guy.
Yeah.
And I thought, nice. He was a hilarious, brilliant man and a good man.
Yeah.
And that was a good lesson. I thought, wow, you can be both. You can be both, and you don't see a lot of that in this business.
No, you definitely.
So I thought I'm going to try to be both.
Yeah, and you are.
I tried.
You are.
I did try. Oh, that was awful what I just did. I just played them like a...
No, they bought it.
You all fail as therapists.
Before I take maybe a question, you did say you started doing stand-up now, though. Right?
I'm doing stand-up now.
How is that going?
It's going very, very well.
How long have you been doing it for?
Well, I've been dabbling with it forever.
Yeah.
Since the end of the Kids in the Hall.
Naturally too.
But I never took it seriously. I used to do on cabaret, like Beth Lapidus years ago, all that stuff. But I would do things like I'd write a set, and then I'd go up and I'd do it, and I'd never do it again. So I don't think that's not stand-up.
Right.
And then so I never considered myself a stand-up until I got cancer, and that was 9 years ago. And when I was there, and that's what brought me back home to Canada. I had to go home because I didn't have health care. And
for how many years did you take off? A couple?
I took off, I went 8 years.
8 years of not performing at all?
No, not performing. That's when I gave up America for 8 years.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. I gave up America for 8 years. Yeah. And now I'm back because, well, I'm needed.
Yes.
You need outsiders right now. You really need outsiders. You're fucked. So you're fucked. Hopefully it can be worked out. But anyways, I'm really enjoying it because what happened was I used to resent it. I was like, why do I have to fucking do this? Why can't I just have the same opportunities that other people of my generation? Why can't I just be on a show? Why can't I have the same career arc as Ben Stiller or Bob Odenkirk or any of those other people? Yeah. But I thought, because I was openly gay, it just wasn't going to happen. And so I resented it. And then when I got sick, I went, well, when I get better, I'm going to take on stand-up and I'm going to love it because I have nothing to be afraid of anymore. And I'm going to make myself good at it. And then when I'm good enough, I'm going to go back to the States and show off and prance around like a pretty pony and see what because Americans they like stories, they love comebacks and all. Yeah. Canadians hate comebacks, they hate stories, they hate it. They do. But Americans, you guys love a good story. I thought, I got a good story.
Yeah,
and so, and that was my thing. So a year and a half ago, the week after Trump was, I guess just before Trump was elected, I'm like, oh, it's time to go back. And it's going very, very well.
Good timing, yeah.
It is good timing. It's sad for you, but good for me.
That's all that matters.
It's terrible that my career leap is going to happen on the corpse of your great land. If that's what has to be, so be it. I'm sorry.
We'll make that sacrifice for you.
Well...
You're worth it. Do you want to take one question before we go? I could talk to you for hours. yours.
Yeah,
but
sure.
we have a few other things going on after this. Would you like, yeah, does anyone have a question? Come on.
No one?
Come on, guys. Yes. We'll take two. Yes?
Okay.
In the
What
back.
drives you?
What?
What drives you?
What
each
drives
day?
you
What drives me?
Yeah.
each day?
Oh.
Besides your chauffeur.
I wanna be heard. I wanna be heard. Is that awful?
What?
I wanna be heard. I feel right now I have something to say, and I wanna say it. That's all. I guess that's what drives me. Comedy drives me, getting as funny as I can be. I want to get as funny as a human being can possibly be. That's my goal. But I also want to, this sounds embarrassing.
No.
But I want my comedy to kind of help people. Help people.
That's good.
I think that's good.
I think that's what comedy should do.
I think so.
You know?
I think it's a beautiful
Yeah.
art form. And that's why, like, I always worshipped stand-up comedy, but I never really believed that I was good enough to do it. And so I could never say I was a stand-up comic because I worshipped stand-up comics so much. And now I'm so proud that some of them think I'm okay.
You're hilarious.
Kind of fun.
I think you could do anything in comedy you wanted to do.
Well, I do believe that. I believe that you can do anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a dancer and they cut off your legs, you know, if you're a real artist, you'll paint. They cut off your arms, you'll paint with your mouth. They seal your mouth up with concrete. You know what I mean? You'll flutter your eyes in choreographed ways. We don't have to talk
I
about
love
it.
this saying. It's an inspiring saying. The Old Testament.
That's from the Old Testament. That's definitely.
One last question, and then I'll let you go.
This is a little, I hope this isn't too long, but years ago I saw you perform at Largo, like the late 90s, and it was on St. Patrick's Day. And you did one of the most insane, racist,
Racist?
It was amazing.
Was it, you sure it was racist? Or was it racial? Might not have been racist. Might have been racial.
And I always use that as somebody who pushes the bounds of comedy, and something that you guys have done for years, the Kids in the Hall, and you. And I wonder, was that just a set that you just came up with at night? Do you remember this
At that time, that would have been something that I wrote and never did again. Probably. It was that time? Yeah.
I just want to.
So maybe it was racist. Might have been racist. Probably very racist. Well, it's St. Patty's Day! White people are allowed to be racist on St. Patty's Day. Especially Irish people. Dumb Mick.
I think he is Irish. Are you Irish?
I'm everything.
So yeah.
And sorry, follow up. Can you confirm the where the genesis of the name The Kids in the Hall came from?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Is that from is that the history of it?
It comes from, it comes from your shows.
Right.
It was, what's his name?
Sid Caesar?
Sid Caesar, yeah, he would say this was, if he would use one of their jokes,
Right.
he said this is from one of the Kids in the Hall, and it was the comedian that would line the halls trying to sell him jokes. That is where it's born,
That's
and that's who
very
we are.
cool.
We're a
That's a great question. Yeah.
So yes, you are right.
Well, this has been amazing.
You're so easy to talk to.
You're easy to talk to. You're so funny.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming back to our country.
Thank you, I love it here. I love this country.
We love you.
I hope it works out.
We love you.
Bye-bye.